The Vision High School Sports Beat is brought to you by the 11 locally owned Vision Automotive Group dealerships, offering Buick GMC, Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram, Hyundai, Kia, and Nissan, and the resale division, with locations in Webster, Henrietta, Penfield, Fairport, Canandaigua, Ontario, and Palmyra, and online at visionauto.com.
Hi everyone, and thanks for watching the Vision High School Sports Beat. I'm Bill Pucko. Every week at this time, we take a comprehensive look at sports in Section 5 in Monroe County and begin, as we always do, with our honor roll of high school teams. And number 3 this week, the School of the Arts girls volleyball team. Off to a 9-0 start, Catherine Fuss and Nazir Smith combined for 12 aces against Wilson. And number 2, Canandaigua boys soccer, 12-0-1, and 2 wins last week over Sutherland and Brighton, 2 pretty good teams. The Braves got 5 goals from 3 different players. And at number 1, Churchville Chi-Li boys cross country. The Saints won the unseeded large school division of the McQuaid Invitational at Genesee Valley Park. Peyton Gleason was the fastest finisher in the division. Which brings us to our Sports Beat Team of the Week. It's Spencerport football and the new single-game Section 5 rushing record holder, Alton Jones. It was a monumental moment in the history of Section 5 football. 26 carries, 491 rushing yards, 8 touchdowns. Even for an elite running back, that's a month's work in a day. The star is born. Spencerport's Alton Jones. When the number became evident, when it was, clear, you guys have 49 points at halftime, that this was going to be a special game. What was that like to be in the middle of?
It was great. I didn't know I had the record under me at the time until at the end of the game. It was a great feeling.
Was it something that when you were told, you said, "Man, that's pretty nice"?
Yes. Yeah. It was pretty good.
We knew he had a lot of potential, and he's shown it in the past several occasions, and we knew he was going to have a breakout game. I didn't know it was going to be 491 yards and 8 touchdowns, but we knew that he was going to eventually have a really big breakout game.
The 491 yards is a new Section 5 record, breaking by 42, a mark that stood 9 years. Jones, meanwhile, wasn't on anyone's radar. He didn't even start last year as a sophomore when Spencerport finished 3-5. With Jones playing more of a role, Spencerport won 4 of its first 5 games this year.
I didn't know I was going to be starting, but I just worked hard for the offseason, and soon it became now to be a starter for this offense.
Is this the classic case of just trying to be ready for your opportunity?
Yes. Always be ready at every moment of the time.
He makes it so easy. Just the way he cuts, the way he moves around. Just even if you get a body on someone, it's just so easy to block for him.
Did you all take ownership of that record, do you feel?
Yeah, I don't try to sound selfish about it, but his records we kind of take personally too as linemen because we feel that, those 491 yards are also behind us.
Jones gets the majority of the carries this year in Spencerport's throwback offense, the running back-friendly double wing.
It's just a condensed wing tee, basically. There's no splits. It's more power-oriented and a little less talent-dependent, although obviously, as with any offense with great talent, your ability to be more explosive just opens up.
It would seem to be effective, certainly as a high school offense. How come nobody else runs it?
It's ugly. It's effective but ugly, and people want to be kind of, with it and cool, and it's just old-fashioned. And also it takes a lot of attention to detail, and you have to invest in it, and that's hard.
The system may help, but the numbers don't lie. Alton Jones is now a person of interest for every team preparing to play the Rangers.
I think they'll be looking for Alton, and I think they'll be going after Alton. And we talked about that, he and I, that he's really got to keep himself grounded and his work ethic going strong, and that teams are going to key on him, and that's going to open up things for other players. But as those kids have success, then they're not going to be able to just key on Alton. That's part of the advantage of our offense too. We have a 3-back attack and the ability to pass as well, so it really gives us a multifaceted attack.
As far as your self-image, maybe you think of yourself maybe a little bit more as a football player than you did a week ago?
No, I still feel the same. I honestly still feel the same. I don't feel any different from what I've been doing the last couple weeks. That game was just a game, and hopefully I can have more like it.
Okay, let's go. Charlie 1 on the ball. All right, look it. So who's got number 2?
Jones ran for 86 yards in a win over HFL, but he scored 3 touchdowns in the game, including a 40-yard punt return and an 87-yard kick return. When we return, Brockport boys soccer coach Chris Zorn is in the Dunkin' Donuts Coach's Corner, and later, Mercy's young tennis champion, when the Vision High School Sports Beat continues.
Halloween excitement is back at Dunkin' Donuts with Halloween donuts and munchkins. Drizzled, decorated, and all dressed up for the season. Pick up a box and share the fun. America runs on Dunkin'.
Welcome back to the Vision High School Sports Beat. Time now for the Dunkin' Donuts Coach's Corner, and it's our pleasure to be joined by Chris Zorn, the boys soccer coach at Brockport. Chris, 30 years a head coach. You don't see a lot of that anymore, do you?
No, and again, it wasn't 30 years as a head coach. I've been coaching in the district for 30 years, and I'm at my 14th year as the boys varsity coach, and I've coached all different levels over the course of those 30 years, and I can't seem to get away from it.
The last 14 as the varsity coach at Brockport. What keeps you in it? Like, what makes a guy who's got it in him to spend that much time coaching make it work?
Well, over the years, you just develop kind of a rapport with the players that you've had, and it's very difficult to step down due to the fact that you may have kids coming up as sophomores that you want to see them out through their senior year, and that just seems to happen year after year after year. And it's still a situation where I love working with the kids and, kind of being a part of their life on a daily basis over the course of, a couple months in the fall. And it's something I still really enjoy doing.
Like these things, like advice to your younger self, now that you've put in this much time into the coach, if you go back and tell, the young Chris Zorn how to do it, or something that you've really learned over these years, what might that be?
Probably the biggest thing I've learned is to really be able to connect with the players on a person-to-person basis. And it's not only about the soccer, it's about the daily life, the daily routine, and where you're going to go in the future. It's not just about the sport. It's trying to get kids to become good young men.
All right, good coaching tree. I mean, you come from good stock, and your kids now are on their own way now too, aren't they?
Yeah, I got into coaching 30 years ago, and I'm kind of following in my dad's footsteps, who coached way back in the day at Spencerport and had a lot of success there. And he was my coach growing up for years and years and years. And I kind of decided I'm going to get into it, seeing as I'm a teacher and I love working with the kids. I kind of stuck my neck out and decided to get into the coaching. Now it's interesting because my son and daughter are involved with it also, both here at Brockport, and it's a pleasure having them on board.
It's kind of a compliment, isn't it? I mean, that you did something that they wanted to do.
Oh, absolutely. And, throughout the years, when you've got kids that you have had as players from years back will come back and want to get involved and stop in at practices and actually become coaches at the lower levels and work their way up through. It is a huge compliment, and it's one of the positive things you do take out of coaching in today's society.
Excellent. Well, look, keep up the good work. Chris Zorn of the Brockport boys soccer team has been our guest on the Dunkin' Donuts Coach's Corner. Coming up, we salute our Wegmans Making the Grade nominee, and later on, we visit with a youngster making an impact on the tennis courts. And the Vision High School Sports Beat continues.
Welcome back, and thank you for watching the Vision High School Sports Beat. I'm Kim Burnson. It's time now for Making the Grade, brought to you by Wegmans. Wegmans is a proud supporter of Making the Grade, which highlights the accomplishments of Section 5 student athletes on and off the playing field. Making the grade this week is Max Ogden, a senior at Greece Odyssey Academy. His leadership is undeniable. As a 3-year member and starter for Odyssey's varsity soccer team, Max has served as a captain the last 2 seasons, voted on by his own teammates. He also captains his soccer club team in the off-season months as well. His accomplishments on the field include first-team all-county selection as a junior, which he hopes to repeat this year. He's also received the Faith Through Sports Award. Aside from soccer, Max competes in track and field, where he does the hurdles, long jump, and pole vault. As a member of the National Honor Society, Max logs over 100 hours of community service a year and remains on the high honor roll with a schedule filled with IB, AP, and college classes. It can be a tough schedule to balance, but Max does it all while holding a part-time job at Buckman's Car Wash. Next year, Max looks to further his education at either St. Bonaventure or SUNY Geneseo. For his commitment to both his teammates and his schoolwork, this week, Max Ogden is making the grade. If you have a student in mind for our Making the Grade segment, we want your nominations. Send them in to info@classywolf.com. Now here's Bill with the Fidelis Care Section 5 calendar.
Fidelis Care offers quality, affordable health coverage for children and adults of all ages at all stages of life. Quality health coverage. That's our mission. Call 1-888-FIDELIS or visit fideliscare.org.
Here's the best of the Section 5 schedule for the week ahead. Can you believe it? This is the final week of the regular season for soccer and football teams. Girls soccer is on Monday, features Fairport at Victor at 6:30. A tough week for the Blue Devils, and then finish up with a game at Spencerport on Thursday at 7. The best boys soccer match of the week is also on Thursday to wrap things up with Brockport playing at HFL. That has a 6 o'clock start. Friday night light football matchups give us a pair of good ones. Hilton plays at Fairport, and Brighton is at Spencerport, both those games at 7 o'clock. That leaves Saturday for the volleyball teams as a girls' tournament at Pittsford Sutherland bring the hosting Knights up against the likes of Mercy and Irondequoit. That's our Fidelis Care calendar for the week ahead. Which brings us to our weekly countdown of the Jim Dalberth Sporting Goods Top 5 High School Football Plays of the Week.
Jim Dalberth Sporting Goods is proud to support student athletes who work hard on the field, in the classroom, and in their communities. Jim Dalberth Sporting Goods. Shoes, sports, service. Here are the 5 best high school football plays of the week, brought to you in cooperation with Varsity Media. At number 5, Athena's at Brighton. The Trojans in the white, left to right. Tavon Granderson looking. Bad improvising. This doesn't always work. Owen Davis, a 25-yard pick 6 for the Barons. At number 4, Monroe against Edison, and Anthony Colon lays it up for Rayshawn Boswell, who makes the catch among 3 inventors. Stays on his feet, sticks the landing for a 23-yard touchdown. To number 3, Brockport's at Arcadia, the homestanding Titans with the ball. Neil McMullen finding Robert Smith, 22-yard score. To number 2, Irondequoit kicking off to Eastridge, and watch Zyrese Lloyd, who looks for the world like he is tackled on the far sideline. He is not. 70 yards back the other way for a Lancer score. Amazing. But at number 1, we have Victor playing at Rush Henrietta, and for Victor, it's Clay Blyer to Anthony Russell, channeling his inner Odell Beckham for the touchdown. Great grab, and our Jim Dalberth High School Play of the Week.
Coming up, our honor roll of high school athletes and the best tennis player in the section when the Vision High School Sports Beat continues.
Sign Impressions is more than just signs. It's a total graphics company. Embroidery, screen printing, team apparel, t-shirts, jackets, hats, and of course banners and signs. Visit signimpressions.com. Call us at 723-0420 to order your team or corporate apparel.
Welcome back and thanks for joining us. This is the Vision High School Sports Beat. I'm Bill Pucko. Time now for our honor roll of high school athletes, brought to you by the Injury Free Coalition for Kids. The Injury-Free Coalition for Kids of Rochester and the Smart Teen Driving Program, funded by the Allstate Foundation, encourages teens to pay attention, not get distracted, and to drive safely. Here's our honor roll of high school athletes. At number 3, Jordan Solomon of the Penfield boys volleyball team. Jordan had 33 assists and a 3-set sweep of McQuaid. Jack Bitker kicked in 14 kills. Number 2, Cameron Cleveland of East Rochester football. 265 yards rushing and 4 touchdowns against Newark for the undefeated Bombers. And at number 1, Amanda Vestry, the top local performer at the McQuaid Invitational cross-country meet. Vestry out of Webster Thomas finished second in the seeded large school girls race. And now Sticky Lips Barbecue presents our Athlete of the Week. Is your school looking to raise money? Sticky Lips Barbecue has you covered. Check out our community barbecue fundraiser. Sticky Lips quality is an easy sell. Visit StickyLipsBBQ.com for more details. She's good and getting better. At only 14 years of age, Julia Andrich is on the fast track to greatness. Tennis is one of those sports where you can get good quick. Julia Andrich of Mercy Exhibit A. As a 7th grader, she was a Section 5 champion. As an 8th grader, Julia won the state qualifier, the top tier honor in the section, in advance of the state semifinals. This year,
I would like to win states. Yeah, last year I came close, but this year I want to try to make it a step further.
is that a driving force for you? Is that something that really motivates you?
Yeah, it does. There's a lot of better players this year because Manhattan's now a part of states, I think. So it's going to be harder, but it's still a chance for me to play some of my friends from New York City and hopefully do better in the tournament.
Andrich has the physical game to compete at the highest level. What Coach Bill Nealon tries to work on is her mental approach to tennis.
She comes with a lot of skills already. So what I try to focus on more is, with the other girls, their technique a little bit, and then with the whole team, the mental aspect of the game, trying not to get frustrated if you lose a point.
It's called staying in the moment.
We talk about different things we can do between points to calm ourselves down, such as breathing, taking a breath, slowing yourself down, visualizing yourself hitting good shots.
Andrich took up the game of tennis at the age of 3. A natural athlete, we'd be touting Julia among the top soccer players for her age in the section, were it not for the fact that the soccer and tennis seasons coincide at the high school. Tennis won out. She's been the best player on the team since she first stepped onto the court for Mercy. Did you notice, though, I'm a 7th grader and I'm playing with people that are so much older than me.
Yeah, I did. Yeah, but it's fun to be on a team with the older kids because, you know, you see them around school and they're older than you, and it's fun to, play with them.
Yeah. Does it make getting into high school easier because you've got this as a base?
Yeah, it does. It's fun when you're at the 7th grader and you see, the seniors coming into the middle school and you say hi to them.
Julia brings a tremendous amount of regular tennis skills, with her shots, her technique. And every year, besides being very competitive and loving to compete in this sport, I think another asset of Julia's that she brings is she just gets stronger and stronger mentally, where she can compartmentalize the game to the point she's only focusing on the next point.
There's much to look forward to for Julia Andrich, who is just 14. Do you have an appreciation for how special you are?
Yes, I'm very appreciative of my parents for putting me in tennis in the beginning, and so I continually work to try and get better and better.
Tennis team sectionals have already begun. We'd like to thank our sponsors.
Especially the 11 dealerships in the Vision Automotive Group. They make the Sports Beat possible.
As do you. Thank once again for watching us, and we'll see you again next week with the Vision High School Sports Beat.